Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Two of the best WWE superstars of the current age are John Cena and Roman Reigns. But many have pondered if they would have had the same amount of fame during the legendary Attitude Era when there were so many A-listers. During our latest conversation, JBL and Gerald Briscoe provided the solution to the question. During the Ruthless Aggression Era, which followed the conclusion of the Attitude Era, John Cena was the driving force behind WWE. After that, Roman Reigns became the most famous wrestler in the world, after succeeding the Cenation leader as the company's public face. Sportskeeda Wrestling interviewed Gerald Briscoe, who said that Cena and Reigns can be successful in any era. At Bad Blood, Roman Reigns will prove that he is still very much a WWE mainstay. John Cena, on the other hand, will be performing all through 2025 as part of his farewell tour, which he will begin shortly. Some of wrestling's most iconic figures came during the Attitude Era, which is often considered to be the most illustrious time in the company's history. Famous wrestlers of the time, like as Triple H, The Rock, The Undertaker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, had outsized personalities, delivered powerful advertisements, and staged battles that challenged conventional narrative conventions. During this period, there was a fervent fandom that yearned for passion and defiance, as well as edgy content and outrageous plots. New superstars emerged, however, when WWE entered the PG era, a more family-friendly era, in recent years. Particularly prominent among WWE's current roster of superstars are John Cena and Roman Reigns. However, both newcomers and longtimers continue to wonder whether Cena and Reigns would have fared better in the more volatile Attitude Era. This intriguing what-if scenario was discussed by several WWE veterans in an exclusive interview. Known for being a dapper, never-say-die babyface who could enthrall both kids and adults, John Cena was widely considered the face of WWE for more than a decade. No one can doubt Cena's success. His character was characterized by his hustle, loyalty, respect motto. However, some fans were sick of his goody-two-shoes image. How, however, would this hero have handled life during the raucous Attitude Era? Mark Henry, a WWE Hall of Famer and a symbol of the Attitude Era, offered an intriguing viewpoint. Without a doubt, Cena would have needed to change his persona. During the Attitude Era, you couldn't have the fans completely embrace you if you were the perfect hero. Grit, edge, and, above all else, genuineness were what they sought. However, John is adaptable, and it is his greatest strength. Remember that Cena, who played the bad boy rapper in DR of Thugonomics. Without a doubt, that may have been effective during the Attitude Era. With that mentality, Cena could compete with the likes of Austin and Rock. Henry raises an interesting argument. Cena made his debut as an aggressive, defiant rapper who spewed rough lyrics and shown more attitude before he really embraced his heroic identity. If this Cena had existed in the late 90s, he may have blended in perfectly. He would have been a natural at the sport and had the chops to make promos. However, adjusting to the prevailing cultural norms at the time would have been crucial, as pointed out by Henry and others. John Cena is a guy who can read the room, said JBL, a fellow Attitude Era veteran who had an interesting view on Cena's versatility. He is a master at reading the room and modifying his performance accordingly. While the Attitude Era was all about breaking rules, Cena has always been astute about recognizing when to stop and when to start pushing limits. He would have succeeded, but I doubt he would have received the same reception as he had during the PG era. He has fighting and performing skills. You can't ignore John Cena's status as a main eventer over the years. So, had the PG era not passed, would Cena have achieved his megastar status? Yes, probably, but maybe with a different taste. He may have been unsuccessful in winning over the jaded disruptive Attitude Era supporters with his PG image, but with some tweaks to his Thuganomics persona, he might have been a huge hit. During his early run, Cena demonstrated he possessed the attitude that was expected during the Attitude Era. Starting as the company's public face, Roman Reigns rushed into the spotlight before fans were prepared to completely accept him, and he has since become a contentious figure in contemporary WWE. But his tribal chief gimmick has made him a major star in the world of professional wrestling as of late. Reigns has accomplished great things in WWE storytelling as a villain who commands respect, maintains control over his family, and crushes his opponents. What about the Attitude Era? How would this Roman Reigns version or any version have fared? The matter was much discussed by WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley, who asked, Roman Reigns right now as the tribal chief. During the Attitude Era, the man would have been absolutely massive. The men that were successful at the time, like Triple H, Stone Cold, and The Rock, were all enormous characters who demanded respect. Just like that, Roman suddenly exudes the same vibe. When he's out there, he doesn't care what other people think. He has amassed an empire based on his own desires and does what he wants. Roman exemplifies the trait of disobedience that was prevalent throughout the Attitude Era. I see Foley's point. With his present persona as head of the table, along with his manipulations of Paul Heyman and the USOs, Roman would have fit right in with the Attitude Era's focus on power conflicts and familial relationships, which flourished during this time due to characters that rebelled against authority. Roman Reigns has an aura that cannot be taught, according to veteran wrestler Edge. Men like Austin and The Rock also have it. It is easy to forget how highly charismatic the Attitude Era's supporters held him. It wasn't enough to just flip the bird and shatter beer cans. What really mattered was your motivation and whether or not you could maintain your composure under pressure. Even with those crazy personalities, Roman would have stood out back then because to his deadly charm and cool demeanor in the ring. What about Reigns' early years, however, when he was a babyface and WWE had a hard time winning over fans? Would Roman's first stint have been as short-lived as the Attitude Era's punishing treatment of babyfaces who seemed like corporate shills? Cough, Rocky Maivia. An influential member of D-Generation X and the Attitude Era, Road Dogg, had this to say about Roman. Roman, as a babyface back then, without a doubt, he would have been devoured whole. Nobody wanted the corporate wunderkind within that group. They were looking for an authentic person who could relate to their problems. That group would not have appreciated early Roman because of how neat and tidy it was. However, Roman in this form, that person who's made an art form out of being mocked, that era would have been his.